Welcome to sunny Dreux in France for the final round of the French Rallycross Championship. Over 10,000 spectators have come to Dreux to witness this final round, and in one division there's still one championship title to decide. That's in Division 3, and on this very fast track that should give some real spectacle. Let's talk to Hervé Knappik about this track.
Ce circuit de Dreux, il est plaisant, mais bon, c'est un petit peu trop typé piste quand même, quoi. Il aurait fallu qu'il y ait un petit peu plus de terre, mais bon, le public y est chaleureux et il y a beaucoup de rythme sur ce circuit-là. Si on n'est pas dans le bon rythme, les temps sont pas là. Le tour joker est très très compliqué. Pourquoi? Parce qu'il est légèrement dans le creux et on voit mal les points de corde quand on est dans la voiture.
Hervé Knappik thinks the joke lap is very difficult. What does Fabien Chamon think?
La particularité de ce circuit, donc, il y a un revêtement assez spécial au niveau de la terre, où il y a énormément de grippe. Après, donc, on a une parabole qui est unique en France. Après, donc, c'est un circuit qui est intéressant par rapport aux spectateurs parce qu'on peut voir l'intégralité du circuit. Donc c'est vraiment sympa pour eux pour voir tout le spectacle.
Beaucoup de réglages à faire sur la voiture pour la troisième manche?
Oui, il y a un peu de réglage parce que je me plaignais un peu de sous-virage là sur la deuxième manche, donc on a encore une marge de progression. Donc là on va travailler en troisième manche pour ça parce que la piste évolue aussi. Donc on va travailler dans ce sens-là pour essayer d'accrocher des meilleurs chronos encore.
And let's look at the final heat then. We start off in Division 3 with Florent Boudinot in the Mini on the inside, but he's surprised by Xavier Briffaut and Henri Navaille in the Citroën. But Boudinot tries to go on the outside for the Citroën, but then rejoins in third. Xavier Briffaut leading. Very quick and fast S-corners there, with Boudinot going through the difficult and technical Joker lap. Add some 10 seconds to a lap time. Navaille fighting with Briffaut. And then going for the Joker lap. Let's see if Navaille can rejoin in front of this man, Florent Boudinot. Third in the championship in Division 3, and he gets into second position here in front of the green Citroën. Nice quick driving on the dry track. A very good track for spectators as well. They can see almost the complete track. Offers a lot of grip. Even the gravel portions give a lot of grip to the drivers, which of course adds to the speed. Briffaut there going to the parabolica, and Navaille has to let go Boudinot, and maybe Boudinot can even beat Briffaut. There's Briffaut through the Joker lap, and there is Boudinot already sliding through that final corner, and he takes the lead. Nice driving by Florent Boudinot. Has one more lap to go, and then he can take this heat win and get a good starting position for the A final. Really set some very quick lap times there, Boudinot in the Maxi Mini. Great win then for the Mini driver. Briffaut in second and Navaille in third. Sunny conditions, a lot of spectators, an ideal end to the 2013 Rallycross season. Off we go to the Twingo Cup then. A lot of pushing and shoving there. Number 83, Martial Mallet, is pushed wide and pushed out of the heat together with Grosset-Janin in the white and blue car. It's Pascal Houteau leading from Alexis Breda and Philippe Le Goff. And there's a problem at the car of Grosset-Janin. Houteau, Breda and Le Goff. Those three can continue without a problem. Here it is, contact with the car of Marcel Mallet has destroyed the left front corner of the car of Grosset-Janin as well. So these three have to fight for the honors then. Houteau leading from Breda. I think Alexis Breda would be wise to go for an early Joker lap if he wants to pass Houteau. He gives me the impression of being quicker than the man in the white Twingo. Stricken Marcel Mallet there, still there. And there goes Breda indeed for a Joker lap. Wise tactics for the youngster. Now, no mistakes, and he might take the lead in this heat. As you can see, a very technical joker lap, double S-bend. Pascal Hutto, well aware of what Alexis Breda is trying to do. And he goes for his joker lap now. Where does he rejoin? Here is Breda, probably. Yeah, there is. It will be very close between the two Twingos. And Hutto remains in the lead. Great heat win from Breda, but both drivers set good times, and that's what's most important in the heats. So good result for both of them. Super 1600 then with the new champion Jean-Baptiste Dubourg in the white clear with the blue stripes, but it's David Olivier who takes the best start from Fabien Chanoine, and Dubourg driving with the Dacia driver. Changed the setup for the final heat, and the car is going well apparently. David Olivier second in the championship, but has to fight hard to keep that second position, because he's under threat of Adrien Sagnier, who's going very fast this weekend. Olivier leading this heat. Chanoine trying to keep up. Not taking all the speed through that parabolica there. So he lost some ground to the Renault Twingo. A rare sight, it still is, the Dacia Sandero. And Jean-Baptiste Dubourg has taken his joker lap, so he's a bit behind now, but these two still have to take their joker lap, so he might gain some ground on them. Nearly on two wheels, David Olivier. And one of those has to go for the joker lap now. Probably will be Chanoine indeed. Let's see if he can rejoin in front of Jean-Baptiste Dubourg, his teammate. Driving with different cars but defending the same team colors. There's Dubourg and there's Chanoine, and Chanoine remains in front of Dubourg, and he takes away some speed from the Clio driver. That's all to the advantage of David Olivier, of course, who now has a slightly bigger margin to take his joker lap. Here he comes. The nimble Twingo jumping over the curbstones. And there's the duo Chanoine Dubourg normally. Olivier stays in front, stays well in front even. Wins the heat from Chanoine and Jean-Baptiste Dubourg. Great win for David Olivier, putting him on the front row of the A final. Wind still gusting, and the heat in the supercars with a bad start for Julien Debin on the inside, and it's Marcel Barbet who takes the best start. With Payet only in third. Payet second in the championship, has a lot of problems getting the car set up here. No such problems apparently for Marcel Barbet, who's driving away from the others. Debin has rejoined and is fighting now with Yves Gallet in the Citroën Saxo 4x4. Barbet from Payet has a good advantage over the Peugeot driver. Gallet going to the paces of the joker lap. And Julien Debin fighting to make up for that bad start. Has a clear track in front of him. That should give him the possibility to get some good lap times. Payet now going for the joker lap. That will be close with Julien Debin. If he comes out, probably there's Debin. A bit sideways for Payet. Lost some speed and lost the position to Julien Debin. And the fact that Payet cannot keep close to the Citroën is a sign that all's not well with the Peugeot of Fabien Payet. He's under no threat of losing that second position in the championship, but still he would want to end the season on a high. Marcel Barbet meanwhile going to his joker lap. Has Julien Debin gained enough ground to pass the Renault Megane as well? No, he hasn't. Marcel Barbet is still in front. One more lap to go. Can Debin pass the Renault Megane? Not for the moment. And they both have a reasonable gap over Fabien Payet, so normally they should get to the end in this order. So Barbet wins it from Debin and Payet. Great heat win for the Renault driver. Off to the first of the A finals then in Division 4 with on pole Stephen Le Ferrand with Jimmy Tapero, the new champion, in the middle, and Sébastien Guillemot on the outside. Tapero contact with Le Ferrand, pushed wide by Guillemot and Jimmy Tapero. Ooh, there's another push there, and Jimmy Tapero together with Stephen Lefrançois is pushed in the guardrails, and that means that Sébastien Le Ferrand is now leading from Timmy Tapero, the brother of Jimmy, and Sébastien Guillemot in third. Some hectic driving there at the start of that A final, and it's not finished yet. Sébastien Guillemot trying to pass Timmy Tapero. Timmy Tapero is pushed wide in his Honda. Both drivers are losing a lot of ground, and it's the end of the rally for Christophe Barbier as well. Still leading, Sébastien Le Ferrand has good ground in front of the fighting duo Tapero and Guillemot. Timmy Tapero now going through his joker lap. He might lose a place there or two. Two drivers that have taken an early joker lap, like Ludovic Saurin. Ludovic Saurin, who started right at the back of the A final, came out of the B final, did an early joker lap in the first lap already, and is now driving in front of Timmy Tapero and Sébastien Le Ferrand. Still leading, but going through his joker lap. Can he stay in front of Ludovic Saurin? I think not. Saurin has got good speed, and he's in front of Le Ferrand, and Le Ferrand even loses another spot to Timmy Tapero on the inside there. There comes the Honda. And will Sébastien Guillemot pass Le Ferrand as well? He's on the outside there with his Peugeot, so Le Ferrand stays in third. But in front, it's the surprise of the day, Ludovic Saurin with his Peugeot 306. Not even the maxi version of Le Ferrand of Guillemot, the normal 16S version. He's coming out of the last corner. There he is, Ludovic Saurin, after being second in the B final. He wins the A final from Timmy Tapero and Sébastien Le Ferrand. A great win for Ludovic Saurin.
Eh ben, cette dernière course, c'était pas prévu du tout, parce que déjà on espérait au moins être deuxième en finale B, on la gagne. Et aller en finale A, pour moi, c'était déjà énorme. Partir en dernière ligne, pour moi, il n'y avait plus rien à jouer. Je voulais laisser ce qu'ils avaient fait eux devant. Et j'ai eu toutes les chances, toutes les portes, et j'ai peut-être aussi su gérer ma course finalement, quoi. Donc et là, c'est extraordinaire. Je n'imagine pas, j'arrive pas à... Il y a de l'émotion qui vient. Voilà, j'arrive pas à comprendre pourquoi je suis là.
He's very happy, Ludovic Saurin winning it from Tapero, Sébastien Le Ferrand, Guillemot and Foss. That was the end of part one. See you after the break. Welcome back in Dreux for the final round in the French Rallycross Championship, and we continue with the A final in Division 3. The championship decided between Christophe Saunois in the red and white Corolla with Marc Maurice in second, his contender. Can Marc Maurice get past? Marc Maurice is pushed wide there. Marc Maurice is off, and Marc Maurice is out of this final, and that's a good thing for Christophe Saunois, now leading from Florent Bedunot and Stéphane Drian. Stéphane Drian in his final race of his career. Saunois heading for the championship from Bedunot and Stéphane Drian. There goes Drian, rolls over. Made a slight mistake there. Stéphane Drian hit the inside post, and his final race of his career ends on the roof. That means that Patrick Guillerme is now in third position, with Henri Navaille in fourth and Marc Maurice in fifth. But things are looking good for Christophe Saunois, who came to Dreux with only 1 point in hand over Marc Maurice. End of the race for Jonathan Payet as well. Meanwhile, Stéphane Drian is led away uninjured, fortunately. Saunois from Florent Bedunot, third in the championship. Hasn't won a final this year, but has been on the podium several times. He's now in third position behind Patrick Guillerme. Guillerme, who still has to do his joker lap. But everything's going well for this man. Christophe Saunois has dominated this season. Only in the middle part of the season he has had to let Marc Maurice win some rounds, but he had a very strong end of the season as well, and that means that Christophe Saunois is heading for the French title, but everything has to go to the end, and it does. So a great win and a great title winning race for Christophe Saunois.
Dernière course très stressante parce que j'avais un petit peu de points d'avance sur Marc, mais Marc c'est un très grand pilote, un très grand compétiteur. Jusqu'au dernier moment, il est toujours là. Donc rien n'était gagné d'avance, je suis super heureux.
Very happy Christophe Saunois and a disappointed Stéphane Dreux together with Payet looking on what happened. So here's the final result in Division 3. Saunois from Boudonneau, Guillermo Navai and Maurice. In the final standings of the championship, Saunois has 21 points in hand over Maurice, and Florent Boudonneau is in third. Off to the A-final in the twin goes then, with Tom Donat on pole position, Aurélien Crochard in the middle and Farman Cadidou in the white and green car on the outsides. Cadidou tries to get to the front, is pushed wide there. Tom Donat and Aurélien Crochard fighting for position. Tom Donat takes the lead from Crochard, and then with the number 3 is Guérin in third position. New champion Cyril Raymond had to start from the back after winning the B final. But this final race is between Donat, Cadidou and Aurélien Crochard. Early joker lap there for Crochard. That might be the wise thing to do, together with Ayrton Boris in the orange Twingo. So they're a bit behind now. Guérin chasing Aurélien Crochard. And here comes Tom Donat. Tom Donat, the leader in this race, going through his joker lap. Can Aurélien Crochard take the lead away from him? It will all depend on this joker lap. Tom Donat, there is Tom Donat, and he's behind Aurélien Crochard. They're both behind, and Guérin even fights his way past Tom Donat. 2 places lost then from the man who was leading this final. It's Firmin Cadidou now in the lead, but he still has to do his joker lap, and Crochard has got away from these 3, from Guérin, Donat and Boris. Firmin Cadidou heading for his joker lap, and it will be a first of a second place. It all depends whether Aurélien Crochard can take the lead away or not. Cadidou coming out of his joker lap, and he's behind, well behind Aurélien Crochard even. He's barely in front of Jean-Michel Guérin. Not such a good lap then for Cadidou, who's now under pressure from Guérin. Pushing, almost pushing him over, but he's still on 4 wheels now, Firmin Cadidou. But well in front is Aurélien Crochard, who hasn't won an A-final in the whole of his career. Might take his first win here. He's in his last lap, and his lead is big enough. This should be no problem for the youngster. Great win for Aurélien Crochard. Cadidou takes second from Guérin, Donat and Ayrton Boris.
J'ai pris un super départ, je suis super content. J'ai vu que j'ai pris le joker au bon moment, je sentais la voiture nickel. On a réussi à la régler tout au long du week-end parfaitement. Je remercie toute mon équipe. J'ai vu Firmin que je l'ai rattrapé, il allait prendre le joker. J'ai dit que ça allait le faire. Donc voilà, merci à tout le monde, tous ceux qui m'ont aidé pour monter la voiture. C'est la première victoire en rallycross, j'espère que ce ne sera pas la dernière.
He hopes it won't be his last win, judging by the way he drove in this A-final. It certainly will not be his last win for Aurélien Crochard, winning from Cadidou, Guérin, Donat and Boris. Off to the A-final in Super 1600 now. On pole position, Adeline Sagnier next to her, David Olivier and new champion Dubourg taking the outside line, menacing Sagnier, but then rejoins in third. So it's Sagnier from Olivier, then Dubourg, then Fabien Chanoine, and a bit of pushing and shoving behind between Guillemette, Chatrin, Yagou and Durel, and they're all out of it apparently. The top 4 has left the others behind. That means that Chanoine can take advantage of an early joker lap, might gain some places later on in this A-final. Rejoins behind the Citroën C2 of last year's champion Laurent Chatrin, but in front it's still Adeline Sagnier leading from David Olivier and Jean-Baptiste Debourg. It's not enough for Adeline Sagnier having David Olivier in second place if she wants to get the champion or vice champion of France. David Olivier has to fall further behind, but for the moment David Olivier going to his joker lap. Chanwan rejoining right behind Jean-Baptiste Debourg. Still a fight in front between David Olivier and Adeline Sagnier, and then there's a bit of a gap towards Debourg and Chanwan. Joker lap now for David Olivier. He has to stay in second position if he wants to finish second in the championship. Adeline Sagnier has passed and David Olivier rejoins in second. That's a good thing for the Twingo driver. Now Chanwan will try to get on the podium for this final race of 2013. Putting pressure on Jean-Baptiste Debourg, driving past the stricken Clio of Guillemette there. Adeline Sagnier heading for her first win this season. There she comes, great win for the Citroën driver. And who's in second? It's David Olivier who takes second in the championship as well. Keeps 2 points in hand over Adeline Sagnier, the happy winner of today.
J'étais en confiance après la troisième manche parce que je l'ai remporté, un peu comme à l'OEAC l'année dernière. Et là, je me suis dit, si tu passes le premier virage, normalement, ça devrait le faire. Donc, et puis après, ça c'est, enfin voilà, j'ai été concentrée, j'ai pas regardé dans mes rétros. Et puis papa me dit, prends ton joker. Et quand il me dit, c'est bon, ça le fait. Et là, j'étais super heureuse, quoi, parce qu'on l'attendait vraiment depuis l'année dernière. Et il a fallu du temps, mais c'est pas grave. Au moins, on termine sur une bonne note et c'est le principal. On aurait bien voulu aller chercher le vice-champion de France, le titre du vice-champion de France. On termine 3 au général, c'est aussi très bien.
A very happy Adeline Sagnier winning it in front of David Olivier, who finishes second in the championship behind Jean-Baptiste Debourg, the new champion, third here today. And a bit of champagne for Adeline Sagnier, who has some difficulties in opening the bottle herself. And the last of the 8 finals with Jérôme Grosset-Janin on pole position, the new champion, looking for his 7th win of the season, taking the best start. And on the outside, Alex Dreux, the surprise of the Dreux meeting, fighting for second position. We drive with Christophe Jouet. We're right behind Fabien Payet, who had to start a bit further behind after some mediocre heats. Knapik in second position from Dreux, then Payet, then Jouet. But it's Jérôme Grosset-Janin leading this last A final of 2013. Can Payet get onto the podium? He's already certain of the title of vice champion of France 2013 behind Grosset-Janin. Knapik is in third in the championship, but he's in second in this race. Jouet trying to keep up with the top 4. Has lost some ground there. Was pushed wide, I guess, by Rodolphe Audrin, who's right behind him. Grosset-Janin and Knapik driving away from the others. Alex Dreux in his Citroën going for his joker lap. Going a bit sideways, not always the quickest way to get through this joker lap, but he stays in front of Christophe Jouet. So that's a good thing. Still aiming for a podium finish, Alex Dreux. Now chasing the leaders. Still Grosset-Janin leading from Knapik, who has a problem. There's a puncture, I think, on the left front indeed. Yes, puncture left front. He can still continue if he wants to. Stéphane Deganet has some damage as well on the left front. Here comes Knapik with that puncture. Can he take this corner? That will be very difficult. And he slides wide. Yo, that's it for Knapik. There's no way you can drive quickly on a track like Dreux with a puncture. So that means that Grosset-Janin is now leading quite comfortably from Alexandre Dreux and Fabien Payet. Both taking their joker lap. Payet will probably drop behind Dreux or not. There comes Grosset-Janin, who's second, Dreux is second, and Payet in third. A podium finish to end the season, a good thing. And the 7th win of the season for Grosset-Janin.
On s'était assuré la pole position et après il fallait faire un bon départ parce que je savais que la première ligne ça allait être bouillant avec Hervé et puis Alex. Et puis après j'ai roulé, je me suis mis dans un rythme, j'ai trouvé un rythme, donc voilà, dans cette finale c'était bien. Et puis voilà, ça fait une 7e victoire cette saison, c'est l'aboutissement du travail. C'est beaucoup de travail et il faut remercier tous ceux qui ont œuvré pendant cette saison pour arriver à ce niveau-là. Parce que c'est compliqué, il y a beaucoup de choses à faire, donc on a tout mis dans l'ordre, tout ce qu'il fallait pour être performant comme ça.
C'est Jeannet taking the congratulations of Dreux and Payet. A great win then for Dreux Jeannet, the 7th of the season, and a great end to 2013. That was it from Dreux. You had a nice season 2013. See you next year.